Nick, let's go with... I mean, they've kind of released a lot,
They have.
Yeah, which I guess they kind of needed to. We're going to start with minimum wage.
Yep.
Can you bring us up to speed, and what's your take on it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's unprecedented, by the way, the amount of information, and I think there is an argument. Did they need to wait this long? Could we have done it a month or so ago? And I think that's why we've heard so much. So the minimum wage for those aged 21 and above will go up to £12.21. It's a little over £11.40 at the moment. An increase as well for those below the age of 20, 18 through 20. That will go from £8.60 to a flat £10. Reaction. Obviously, the TUC is welcoming that. It's not a lot of money to try if you're trying to raise a family, and that's what you're getting. Some bosses, it has to be said, not all, but some bosses are saying this means that we won't be able to employ more people, I won't be able to expand this business. The hospitality sector as well. It's worth reminding the viewers, it's the third biggest employer in the country, 3.5 million people, and it made £54 billion for the Treasury last year. It's a big one. They're crying foul, but I say again, £11.44 an hour, it's not a king's ransom.
I suppose it depends on the size of the business, right?
Absolutely.
It really does.
Absolutely.
I think the big decision is going to be, what do businesses do after the budget? Are they going to be brave and invest more, hire more people, and go into research and development? Because that's what we actually need. We need a budget that's really going to be inspirational for the country. This has been a government in waiting for 14 years, and with such a large majority, with no leaderless opposition, you'd think there would be an opportunity to really get our house in order. I'm not 100% sure this is going to be the budget that does that.
Why? Because of where she is? Because of where she's boxed in?
Well, one, because you've made that pledge that you're not going to hit working people, so that limits the way that you can actually raise some of the finances that are necessary to do the big things that we need. But also, there doesn't feel to be any real urgency to do something, because with another 4 years before any potential election, it kind of like they're taking it for granted. Well, we can do what we want and see how it goes. I don't think we can. With being at the bottom of the G7 in terms of investment into our country, I think we have to do much more about raising us up the agenda and really being proud of what we can do here.
Is that not what she's doing by changing the restructuring the debt so she can put more money into those kind of grand infrastructure plans?
That is interesting, taking away from the quantitative easing losses and making sure that we can then be potentially able to raise more money. And obviously, as a government, you want to be able to raise more money to do more. But I haven't seen anything really inspiring about what we're going to do about big things like stamp duty, for example, to get making sure the housing market moves along. What are we doing about the planning hold-up in building new buildings? There's so much that could be done. Look at our tax code. It's unbelievable how complex it is, right? So there's huge amounts that could be done. It's not a criticism. It's the first time she's in, and I'm really proud that we've got a very strong woman who seems to be taking hold of that red box and is going to do some stuff. But I think there's so much more we can do.
I think it's great that the minimum wage goes up, obviously, but if taxes are going to go up as well, are we going to be in exactly the same boat?
Well, bear in mind, of course, they're not going to raise taxes on what they call working people. And to Tim's point, I think they fell into a trap in the run-up to the election by saying we won't raise taxes, we won't raise national insurance for the working man or woman, because that really does cut them off. So where do they go? Well, you know, they're going to look at capital gains tax. We know that employers, i.e. the bosses, they will be paying more to them. So to Tim's point, does that help growth? Possibly not. If you were thinking of opening a factory, are you going to do that now? And pensions, not your state pension, so don't any of your viewers worry. If you have a private pension plan, it's likely they might come after you for that, and there are other areas. But to Tim's point, he's right, they box themselves in a corner. But just a quick, you know, any of your viewers are thinking, oh, no, this is the budget to watch. If you've never watched one before, it's the first ever by a woman, ever, which is shameful, but at least we're there. It's the first Labour for 14 years, and it will set the tone for 5 years. So I urge your viewers, it might not think it's for
really
you.
Important.
It will be. It's the biggest one you'll have for many, many years.
Everybody,
absolutely. Stick with it. Stick with
Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.